Cool. How about we start with what Pan is up to, huh?
Yeah, I mean, Pan is Pan is live and running, and couldn't be happier, honestly, with Pan's performance lately. I won't get too specific, so I don't leak, but Pan is seeing plenty of amazing games. So that's just a great thing to see.
Perfect. Yeah, plenty and plenty of gains is correct. For everyone curious, I'm not gonna go too far into it, but Pan is working. Pan is doing amazing. Pan is exceeding expectations. Uh, Pan is also in the final stages of being completely uh, tweaked in terms of functionality. So Pan, you know, every time and again, we'll go down for an hour or two. We're on our last stages of making sure that Pan does not go down ever. And then from there, we'll be plugging in a couple other plug and plays to make sure that Pan is making even more calculated choices. So maximizing how much we spend versus how much we get. But thus far, it's safe to say that if somebody audited Pan's trades, they would be kind of impressed, if not speechless. So I just want to say right now, T minus 60 seconds. And not everybody's up on the stage right now, but if everybody could reflect some oohs and some howls. So I'll start off with the ahow. Just reflect that
Ooh,
back
ooh,
over.
ooh.
Reflect that. If you want to reflect a ooh, 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 I'm gonna reflect a couple hows. I'm gonna reflect a couple oohs. We got some oohs, some e's, some right in this. Whew, okay, geez. I watched a YouTube video on how to relax. Gotta rein in this bullishness somehow. I have a story for everybody. Story time. First we'll drop a nuke and then we'll drop a story.
Here it comes, everybody, I believe. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I don't know about y'all, but I just saw my balance go up. I don't know about everybody else, but I just saw my balance go
I am reflecting super hard right now.
up. I just saw my balance go up. Wow. Um, Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Um, and that should reflect soon, for no pun intended, that should reflect soon on the dashboard, acy.capital. On our dashboard. It will update, in the next few hours under the treasury reflections to holders. But 8 billion ACYC tokens have just been reflected manually to everybody holding ACYC currently. So that in current US dollar value is about $300,000 has been automatically reflected, manually reflected, I should say, to all of you. We are all reflecting very hard right now.
Cool. So what was the US dollar value on that?
That was 300,000 US dollars.
So we
Nice
yeah, we
third of a million.
So we just reflected, yeah, a little bit of nearly a third of $1 million to all of our holders. So recently, so before we get into this story time, what the fuck just happened? Yep, exactly. If you're not part of it right now, go to the ACYC Discord channel. You can find that through the ACYC Capital Twitter. It's I believe. Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Oh, 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 it's not. Um, all right, then I will tweet this out right now. I want everybody to go to the ACYC Discord. That's where we're all hanging out. We're in the general chat. We're in the alpha chat. I'm going to post the link right now. Cool. So I just posted a link on on my Twitter to the ACYC Discord. This is where we're all chilling out. We're all looking at the aftermath. Somebody just got reflected into the alpha channel. For those not aware, if you have 200 million tokens, which at this price I believe that is, oh shit, the alpha channel price has gone up. It's 2.5 Ethereum worth of tokens. Somebody was just reflected off of that nuke into the alpha channel. So, not all nukes are bad. Oh, wow. So, yeah, Discord's going up. Check my Twitter out. Join our Discord. It's a lot of fun. I actually haven't experienced anything like that, anything like this Discord, aside from a couple others, which I won't name. But gosh, let's get into story time. How did we get here? How did this happen? And what the fuck's going on? What the fuck's going on, dude? So this nuke was actually salvaged from a war between a let's just say unfriendly party and a and us. Uh, so if, for those not aware, we have an algorithm. Somebody's asking what's the nuke. The nuke is we just sent $300,000 worth of tokens to our address, which means it manually reflects it to all of our holders. So all of our holders just got a split of $300,000 worth of tokens. For those asking, but yeah. So where did it happen? How did we salvage this nuke? What's going on? So Pan is our algorithm that we've been putting together, fine tuning, and is absolutely out there crushing it. Pan evaluates all new listings on Uniswap and decides whether or not it's a honeypot, decides whether or not it's, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to give away all of Pan's inputs, but Pan makes the calculated decision whether or not to make a position in a new token and puts a small amount for a high reward, and Pan is absolutely crushing it. But obviously, Pan is not the first of Pan's kind. So when our token first released, I monitored everything that was going on. I saw who was buying how much. I laughed at the people paper handing along the way from the bottom. I kid you not, somebody spent point 0.2 ETH, and I think so 2/10 of an Ethereum, and got 4% of our supply. So at this current price, 4% of our supply is somewhere roughly around $1.8 million. And they paper handed it for 1 Ethereum within 5 minutes. So they turned one Ethereum, point 0.2 Ethereum into 1 Ethereum within 5 minutes. If they just held for a few more days, they'd have $1.8 million worth of tokens. But shit happens. Back to the story. Some people bought a lot, and they didn't sell initially. I think for those who have been here since the beginning, you saw the 40 Ethereum sells, you saw the 20 Ethereum sells, you saw the full stack dumps the first day, which is expected, healthy, and welcomed. When I saw those 40 Ethereum sells, I was laughing. I was like, ha 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 ha! You don't know what you're missing out on, and I'm glad you don't, because this is what we need. But sadly, some people got a lot of tokens, and they didn't sell all of them. And when I say this, I want to mention that the ACYC team, we are completely transparent about everything that happens. That is our goal. We are moving towards a decentralized finance, ecosystem, or not part of the point. We want to be transparent. So when we released ACYC, we had the capabilities to buy as much as we wanted at a low price, but we did not. The tokens that we did buy at a low price, you can see they are in the advisory fund. And those tokens will be used for incentivizing our GigaBrain advisors that we're going to bring on board to spearhead different departments of yielding capital for our holders. But back to the story. Some people bought a lot, they sold along the way up, and they didn't sell as much as we would hope. And so it left us with, how do I say this? It left us with a peculiar situation where certain groups or a certain person had a large amount of our supply in proportion to everybody else. They had roughly, not going to say, but a little bit under 10% of our supply. And, we've been monitoring their wallets, hoping they full stack dump. for the longest time. And our holders, you guys have seen it. You've seen it in Discord. You've mentioned it. These people with large amounts that got in really early and they haven't sold. We've been hoping they'd full stack dump. That's what we've been wanting. That's why consolidation is good for the people who don't understand what's going on to dump something for a large profit. Like when we're talking, dump, we're not talking about some people who are going to paper hand. They're going to walk away with a lot of money. These people were not paper handing. They were not dumping. And so we tried everything we could to reach out to these people who had a large portion of our supply. And you'll notice now the top holder, aside from the treasury and aside from the advisory fund, has 2.5% of the supply. That is so healthy. That is what we want. That is the end goal, long-term concept. That's what we need. But the people who had a large portion of our supply, we needed them to either dump or we needed them to work with us. And so we tried everything we could to reach out to them. And this is why I tweeted like 6 days ago or something. If Nate's, I'm silent for a good reason. We made contact. We made contact with the party who held a large portion of our supply in relative comparison to everyone else, and found out that they ran a pan. They ran a listing bot, and they gobbled up a large portion of our fucking supply. And they looked into our project because we had all of our socials, coin market cap, CoinGecko, everything was updated within like the first couple hours. And so once they saw that, this is a legit thing, they looked at who was behind it, and they straight up told me, yo, we're long-term bullish as fuck on your project. 500 mil market cap is FUD. 1 bill market cap is FUD. Like, you can check our wallets. We're not dumping. And I was like, all right, the team and I got together and we were like messaging these people. And we were like, yo, we love that. That's amazing. But as far as like distribution goes, like, whew, this is not good for us. Somebody having, if we really want to move to a decentralized framework, long term, we can't have somebody holding, nearly 10% of the supply, who can, pull votes or pull whatever type of system we use going forward. We can't have somebody have so much of the supply. And we're so excited that y'all are bullish, so excited that y'all love this project as much as we do, and that you guys are like, backing us to infinity. But we really, really, really need to come to an agreement. And when I say this, there was never any type of us trying to back them against the wall. Like, locking their tokens, never an option. Why the hell would we lock somebody else's tokens if we created an algorithm that is going to do the exact same thing that they just did? Going to V2, never going to happen. Our contract is perfect. We're not going to go to V2 just so we can fix some, distribution thing. So after a lot of back and forth, we got the other party to agree that it is healthier long term that we were to purchase a large portion of their supply from them at a discounted price. Initially, they had considered, they said that reflecting would be the coolest thing. If we could reflect and do these nukes, that'd be amazing. But they also, agreed to our terms as long as we listened to the community. So we purchased 5% or almost 5% of the total supply from these people out of our own pockets. The current advisory team, the current chair, everybody. We all pulled together, and at a very discounted price, this other party sold us 5% of the supply. And now, they are not a top 1 or 2 holder, which before their supply, at almost pushing 10% would have been top 1, 2, 3, and 4. So right now they're not even in top 3. And like I said, they're super bullish on us. Checked their wallets, really haven't sold any at all. And they completely understand our concerns. And so that is, we dropped this nuke on y'all because this is what we salvaged from, this part of what we salvaged from this back and forth. What we thought were enemies actually turned out to be frenemies. And so what does this mean going forward? A lot of people noticed that, we got $2 million worth of tokens sent to our treasury address today. And we just dropped $300,000 worth of it, which, if we're doing some simple math, we have about $1.7 million worth of tokens left. what we'd like to see happen, aside from more nukes, because I mean, as far as long term, we want to become decentralized. We want the community to have a say, and the most important decisions we make. But currently we're a little centralized, so all of us decided it'd be fucking fun to drop a nuke. Uh, that was a centralized decision. Going forward, aside from maybe another nuke at some point, uh, aside from that, we really want to get the community's opinion on how we're going to allocate the rest of this 1.7 at current market value $1 million worth of tokens. Some of the ideas the team and I and everybody, the advisors, the current advisors have had, are using these tokens to incentivize community efforts. For one, meme contests, other type of contests, content creation, reward all of that. Incentivize some type of programs, incentivize advisors, incentivize whatever. We want to hear from the community. So right now in our Discord channel, we have an ideas and suggestions channel. If y'all had any ideas, feel free to drop it in there. Maybe we'll make a dedicated channel for these ideas in the future. But we really want to hear back from the community on how we can send back out the rest of these tokens, because none of these $1.7 million worth of tokens will be cashed out by the treasury or any of the current team at all, unless the team, I mean the community, was just like, oh, you guys are amazing, cash them out. But we really have no need for. We purchased these back. We made the negotiations to better our community, because the more tokens that we reflect out to the community, the more decentralized everything becomes. So that long term, when we do go to a voting system of any sort, we want everybody to have a hear. So even if you look back at our ACYC Twitter page, you'll notice one of the tweets shows a pie graph of the token distribution. The top 100 holders hold about 70% of the supply, and the rest of the 1,900 holders hold 25% of the supply. Comparatively to most any other token, that's amazing. That means that the minority have a large chunk of the vote, and that the top 100, although they have a sway, it's not as great as many other projects, which is really good. And that's that's pretty much why we love the reflections part, because if you see a top holder selling, that's perfect. That's being reflected to all the rest of the holders, and fixing the distribution so that long term this fully decentralized concept can come to fruition. Oh gosh, so yeah, you guys feel the energy. Not easy, not easy to get somebody to we're lucky that the people holding the large percentage of tokens are bullish as fuck and want to see us get to 500 mil to $5 billion market cap. We're lucky that these negotiations went in our favor, and we're lucky that this is happening. Because honestly, like if you guys noticed in the last space, like they went to sleep and was not able to announce this in the last space, and kind of a little bit down, just a tiny bit down, because as far as I see it, that was the only obstacle between us and $5 billion market cap. Everything else in between is just us executing what we've laid out in front of us, which will just take time. But as far as distribution goes, that was the only obstacle I could see, short, medium, and long term, between us and the absolute moon. So yeah, Bogart, do we want to add anything to that? Are you feeling it in your bones? Do
Yeah.
you want to give a
Oh,
howl to
yeah. I
howl
mean,
to the
I
moon?
yeah, right. I mean, I'm so excited about this, and like to be able to bring back, those profits to our holders, by purchasing back, that supply OTC, utilizing some of the profits from Pan, and then using our own funds to do so, and being able to put that right back in all of your pockets. Is super exciting for us to do a big reflections nuke. There's nothing like it, and we personally can't wait to utilize the rest of those funds for engaging with the community. It's really a great asset. So, we're really, really bullish, 10 times more so. Really bullish to give you guys more reflections moving forward, and actually have you have a say in that as well. Because again, it's like engaging with the community that is, Web 3.0. It's the connectiveness that we all can create in situations like these. And so, like, yeah, now we are at a massive advantage, and we have a ton of ACYC ready to go for you guys, uh, ready to come back into your pockets in some big old reflections like what we had today. So yeah, I mean, that's what I would say to touch on it.
And I see that somebody mentioned a good question. I mean, if you're not native to exactly how this works, somebody just asked, what is stopping somebody else from acquiring 10% of the total supply? The answer to that is they, at the current market cap, have to buy over the counter at a minimum of $5 million. So if somebody wants 10% of our supply, they have to spend $5 million without impacting the price. So if somebody were to spend $5 million right now, that would pretty much three or four, maybe 5x our price. That would take us straight to a $250 million market cap. Which at that point, if somebody wants to do that, feel free to nuke our liquidity pool. That's fine. But what's stopping somebody else from becoming a 10% holder is a lot of money and a lot of gains and reflections for everyone else. Because if somebody were to spend $5 million, that would instantly reflect 10% of those tokens already to everybody else. So, what's stopping somebody from getting 10% of the tokens is a lot of fucking money. And like I said, it's not 5 million. If they wanted 10% of the supply, it'd probably end up being closer to 25 to $30 million. Can I borrow $5 million? No. So yeah, this is amazing. Like the people who acquired that percentage of tokens acquired it at a low price. Going forward, if somebody wants to come in and 5x our market cap, give our holders some massive gains and massive reflections, that's fine by me. But at that point, you'd have to assume that they'd be so bullish that they would think our $250 million market cap is going to go to 2 billion, and they might have something to contribute if they have that much wealth. So yeah, I cannot contain how amazing this news is. Literally, the only thing holding me back from ascending into a full blown bull uh, was releasing this news. So the day of reflection, the reflection heard around the world, the nuke dropped on our community, a nuke of life, a nuke of just amazingness.
Yeah, I
But
mean, to be able to bring back some of, what Pan's been doing to you guys in such an effective way as well, with an OTC deal like that, for such a large percentage of the supply is just, phenomenal. And that's exactly, to be able to give back to you guys the profits that, that we're seeing is just so bullish. And that's just an example for you again. It's only the second time we've manually reflected to you all, and those will only get greater over time. And we'll just reflect harder and harder. And it's like Nate said, yeah, if somebody wants to come and purchase a massive amount of our supply, I mean, we'll all reflect super hard off of that, and we'll have a new super bullish holder. I doubt that would ever happen, but I would welcome $5 million pouring into ACYC, surely, or however much it is. But yeah, I think it's awesome to see, to reap the rewards of what we've sown with Pan, and everything that we're doing to invest and bring capital into the project.
cool. And so I would, yeah, thank you for that. I consider everything that we just talked about new business. I really wanted to touch back on old business. We have a logo contest going on for the next 2 days. I think it ends on the 12th. So submit a logo entry for our ACYC new official logo. The top five logos selected by the communities will be rewarded. Second, third, fourth, and fifth will each get $750. The first place will get $3,000. And we have a tweet out. If you like and retweet that tweet about the logos, you'll be entered in a chance to win $750 as well. Um, on top of that, um, we have a giveaway. So I'll run the parameters through a giveaway site and pick our winner. And then still, like I said, want to be transparent with everything that we're doing. We have farmers lined up, we have liquidity providers lined up, but we have not locked in an official farming advisor. Still looking, still in contacts every day. Today, I had two very promising conversations. One of which has actually decided that they are creating their own DeFi DAO, where they're in a different realm. Like I said, this space is so huge. There's so much room for opportunity. Their realm is DeFi education, so they're going to be just educating the masses, and like that. In the future, we might have some type of collaboration. But currently, still looking for a master farmer, master yield farmer. If anybody knows any and would really prefer somebody very reputable, like we're only starting at the top and working our way down. So not gonna take your friend just because they hit time or something. We really want some people who know what they're talking about, because at the end of the day, these advisors are not going to be trading. These advisors are going to be advising our traders, advising our yield farmers, advising our liquidity providers on how to do better, pointing their eyes in the correct direction. Everything we do is not short term, it's all long term. We want to create the faster that we build this framework, the faster that Nate and Bogart and everybody else get to retire. The faster that we create something, not faster, but we need to create something that has staying power, that can be completely decentralized. And so every choice we make is calculated, and as always, every choice we make weighs in whether or not our holders will reflect even harder. So right now, I'm going to run the Twitter giveaway. Like I said in the tweet, if the person is in here, then there are three tagged people will also be entered for some extra gains. And lastly, while I'm at it anyways, feel free to run wild with this reflection meme. Like, I love the reflection meme. In honesty, reflections are just an indication of how well our token and project is doing. Even if people aren't buying, if our treasury is yielding profits, we're going to reflect, because that treasury is going to allocate 50% of all profits to buying tokens and reflecting out the holders. If people are selling, that means they're probably taking profits. And 5% of all sales will go back to buying tokens and reflecting them out to holders. If people are buying, then 10% of all those will be reflected to holders. So, I've seen some amazing reflection memes. If anybody wants to, if you make me laugh really hard, I might ask you for your MetaMask Addy address. And, in the future, we definitely will be running some meme contests. So if you want to jump the gun on that and get some going, feel free to. Doot. Cool. So doing it right now. I'm running this through twitterpicker.com. I can't share my screen as I'm on my phone, but I'm not gonna be dishonest for such a small amount of reflection. I guess you're just gonna have to take my word for it. And I think you guys can hear the clicks too. Doot. Cool. Let's go. All right, we have 270 entries. And beginning the drawing now. I love the name. I think he's been in here before. I could be wrong. Lee Luch. Lee Luch VB 99. I'm gonna go real quick and just make sure that he did it properly, because some of the inputs are not exactly put in. So I'm gonna check right now.
And while Nate's
Cool.
doing that, I will. Yeah. Oh, well, no, you go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, verified. Verified. Lee Luch, if you're in here, request to speak. Otherwise, I'm going to scroll through real quick just to make sure if I can see you or not. But if you're in here, request to speak, and you've just won each of your three friends that you tagged $300 each. I'm going to do one quick scroll, and if you're not in here, then at least you get some gains. Actually, if he's not in here, then I'm just going to roll a second person as well for the rest of the roll. So Lee Luch is actually not in here, verified. So I'm going to do a second one, and we're going to pick that right now. Rianz, Rianz. His name is Kong Su LOL. Uh, so Rianz, I'll be sending you $1,000 as well. Uh, Not sure if you're in here, but that won't make a difference. We'll just give me $1,000 to two different people. Cool. So Bogart, what did you want to extend on?
Oh, I was just going to build on what Nate's been saying about, diversifying into our DeFi strategies is going really, really well. And so we've been really excited about that and the conversations that we're having. And what we're doing with the treasury, it's been very exciting. And as you guys know, I won't leak anything. My lips are sealed as far as the specifics go, but I can say we are feeling extremely bullish on what's going on, and the massive nuke reflection today is indicative of that. And that's all I wanted to add.
Cool. And then we have a lot of people in here, so I just want to touch on uh, something very important about this entire concept because from the outside, and we do have fun. There's a lot of fun that goes on. Reflecting is always fun. Um, but in the pan gains, you hear the 100x's and stuff, but at the end of the day, that's nothing compared to the grand scheme of things. Like I said, reflections are just an indication on how the project is doing. But at the end of the day, all roads lead to yield farming and liquidity providing, um, because that is how, like, if we have $100 million in our treasury and we're getting half of a percent gain every single day, which is very doable from yield farming and liquidity providing, then that's $500,000 every single day that we are, bringing in from that 100 million. Any other methods could, in my opinion, and I think anybody else who knows the markets, you cannot play with $100 million. You cannot play with $100 million in any other method and feel safe. Uh, Even if you can get 1% or 2% doing something else, the safest methods always lead to liquidity providing and yield farming in large masses. So this is a very serious project. The reflections are fun. The memes are fun. Pan's addicting to hear about the gains. But at the end of the day, this is a serious project that is going to reward its holders. And like I said, if we have $100 million in our treasury, which is only literally like a 90x from here, it sounds crazy, but we've been here for 5 days or so, 5 or 6 days. See us in a couple months or a few months with a 90 to $100 million treasury. And if we're making $500,000 a day, 250,000 of that every single day will be used to buy back tokens and reflect it. So think about it in terms of this. We just reflected $300,000 today. You won't see a $300,000 reflection tomorrow, but if we have a $100 million treasury, you'll see a $300,000 reflection every single day. Like I said, mega bullish, biggest obstacle overcome. Literally only seeing green grass ahead. Uh, Super excited to be here in this time with everybody. Super excited to be building this community. If you've noticed, everything thus far has been organic. There's been no calls on any telegrams. There's been no paid promotions, no YouTubes, no Dex tools trending. Everything is grassroots. This is the ground level. You guys are part of the future of this project. And it's super exciting to see. Some of these other projects that pop out of the framework that catch a lot of traction from the very get-go catch traction because it's the same team making another project. Oh, the Floki dev just made another project. Let's go jump on that. Oh, this person just made another project. Let's go jump on that. Oh, like I'm myself and the team are not going to make another project. This is the project. So stay here for the long term with us and see what we build and how greatly we reward our holders. You won't see Nate Rivers making or being a part of another token. Unless it's a charitable thing where somebody asks for some advice or non-financial advice and wants Mr. Rivers' opinion on it. I will not charge for that, and I'll if our visions align, then maybe I'll do some inputs, but I will not spearhead anything other than this token. If this token doesn't work, then I'm out, and I will give everything I have to make sure that this does work. I'm pretty sure Bogart and everybody else part of the core team is not going to let this fall apart. And even in a bear market, we are going to make massive gains. In a bull market, we're going to make euphoric gains. In a sideways market, we're going to farm, consistent gains. there's no way this doesn't work, and I've never seen so clearly about something that can reward its holders and its founders so greatly. Bogart,
Yeah,
do
I
we want
think.
to? Oh,
Uh-huh.
go for it.
I was just going to say, like, yeah, commitment to ACYC is like 100% there for everyone on the team. And so, like, as you guys know, not everyone on the team is revealed, obviously. A few of us advisors are. Um, but the sentiment is shared throughout the entire team. I mean, we are here for all of the time forward that we can see, ACYC is all that there is for us. And so you can just be assured that we're 100% committed to this and will remain so into the future.
Yo, Rians, I see you're in this chat. Sorry you didn't get picked the first time. Your friends would have been rewarded. Send me a DM with your MetaMask, and I will send you. You can pick tokens, you can pick Ethereum, you can pick whatever you want, and I'll send it to your account. Bogart, do we want to open this for questions, or do we want everyone to meet us in the Discord?
Yeah, let's go to the Discord. Everybody, join us over at the Discord. Nate and I will be in there typing away, clicking. Um, Happy to reflect with everybody after such a massive nuke. I haven't been in the Discord since, but I'm sure everybody's reflecting hard, and I'm gonna love to see that.
Perfect. Yeah. So we answered a bunch of questions last night. I'm afraid it'll get redundant if we do it again today. Uh, Not a guaranteed space tomorrow, but as always, if not tomorrow, then the next day. Uh, and every single day, I'm looking at charts and working on ACYC, same with the rest of the team. So when there is news worth sharing that we feel comfortable sharing at the time, then we'll bring that up and we'll be as transparent as possible. So if you guys want to meet us in the Discord, you can check my Twitter. I posted a link to our Discord. A lot of fun there. If you are a big reflector, 200 million tokens, which currently is about 2 to 2.5 ETH, you can get in the alpha group. That's where I check first and then I go to general. But I'll be in general right now. So head on over to the Discord. Good vibe, good fun. Uh, Perfect. So yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you all for willingly deciding that you wanted to come get duked together. Uh, I hope this was a beneficial nuke and the only nuke you ever participate in, aside from maybe some future ones. All right, I'm out. I think we're gonna close the space. See y'all in the Discord.